Hey, and welcome back to the Business Hive podcast. I'm your host, Jess, here to spark actionable strategies and real breakthroughs that unleash your business's potential. If you've ever found yourself ranting about how your CRM isn't working, your pipeline looks like a ghost town, or your leads seem to vanish into the abyss, you are not alone. And I hate to break it to you, but your CRM isn't the issue. It really is just a system. It's a tool, and it's not what's killing your lead flow or making your sales slump. The real problem is the disconnect between your sales messaging and your marketing messaging. This is literally one of the biggest silent revenue killers I see in businesses, especially for entrepreneurs and small business owners trying to scale. So today, I'm going to dig into why the disconnect happens, how to bridge that gap, and how to turn your CRM from an expensive database into an actual revenue generating machine. Let's get into it. So, we're going to start this out with an apology because I sound crazy. And I sound crazy because it is North Carolina in March, which means it is allergy season. And I am struggling, folks. I am on the struggle bus with sneezing and nose stuffiness and just all of the craziness that comes with these high pollen counts. Pardon the way I sound, but we're going to get through it anyway, okay? So we're going to start with this. Marketing and sales should feel like two parts of the same conversation. In most businesses, they sound like they're talking about two entirely different products to two entirely different people. Here's a quick test I want you to run. Go look at your latest Instagram caption or your last email newsletter. Now, look at the first message someone receives after they book a discovery call or download a lead magnet. Do they sound like the same voice? Are they building on the same problem or value? Or do they feel like two ships passing in the night? When your marketing is all about inspiration and storytelling, but your sales message flips into the hard pitch mode, it confuses the lead, and confused leads don't convert. Let's talk about why this disconnect is even happening. Usually it comes down to fragmentation. Your marketing brain is thinking about reach and engagement, while your sales brain is thinking about conversions and close rates. Now, I don't want you to be too frustrated because there is a similar issue with large companies that have a marketing and a sales department. But since you are the one that is doing this for your business, you're going to need to be able to marry these two brains. See, your lead, which is the person that's moving between those 2 points, they don't care about the internal priorities. They care about continuity. They care about feeling understood. And when your marketing tees up a problem or a transformation, your sales messaging better follow through with clarity, not the bait and switch. The gap tends to show up in three places. One, the handoff from marketing to sales. Two, the messaging inside your CRM workflows. That's going to be your emails. And three, the way the lead's problem is positioned in each stage. So let's break this down, shall we? First, the handoff, right? If your lead magnet, your ads, your webinars promise one result, but your sales emails or discovery calls are pushing a different offer or even focusing on a different pain point, you're eroding trust. A CRM can't fix that. No amount of automation is going to fix that. The only fix is message alignment. You want to start by mapping the exact pain point your marketing is speaking to and make sure your sales process is picking that same thread up and carrying it through to close. Second is those CRM workflows. This is where a lot of businesses quietly lose leads. You've captured interest. Someone filled out a form, they downloaded the guide, and now they're sitting in a 5 email nurture sequence that sounds like it came from a different brand entirely. That's crazy. There's no continuity. So here's what I want you to do. Go back and look at every workflow connected to your CRM. And I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to answer truthfully, does this message continue the conversation the lead already started with me? Or is it a generic template filled with fluff? Every CRM message should feel like a reply, not a reset. Don't send your lead back to square one. Instead, carry that emotion, that language, that promise from your marketing straight through the nurture. And then, third, the problem positioning. This one is subtle, but ridiculously powerful. So let's say your marketing speaks to time freedom, the dream of working fewer hours while scaling your revenue. But your sales call zeroes in on system setup or team hiring. Those aren't bad topics, but they're not emotionally aligned with what got the lead in the door in the first place. This disconnect makes your sales pitch feel flat. Your CRM might show 300 leads tagged as warm, but if they're not being nurtured around the same core transformation they cared about initially, they'll never feel warm enough to buy. So, how do you fix this? Here's what I recommend. Start with a messaging audit, not just of your marketing. I want you to audit the full lead journey from first touch all the way to sales close. Write down the top 3 emotional triggers your content leans on. What are the people feeling? What are they needing? What are they believing after consuming your content? Then I want you to trace whether those same emotions, thoughts, feelings are being used in your CRM messages, your DMs, your sales emails, your call scripts, the whole 9 yards. Then I want you to rewrite your CRM workflows using what I call a message thread. Think of your lead's original interest like a spool of thread, okay? And your job is to pull that thread through every message, weaving it into every touch point. That's how you keep that momentum and trust. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't want to be too specific because what if someone has a different need or needs a different messaging? And this is where you get into segmenting out your messaging so that each message pillar is addressing a different pain point or subject or topic for a different audience subset. And you're going to base this on your various target audiences. Finally, I want you to align your sales and marketing goals each week. Even if you're a solo business owner, I want you to take 10 minutes each week to look at what your marketing is saying and whether your sales follow up is matching. This tiny little habit compounds into real revenue clarity because the truth is, your CRM isn't broken, it's just reflecting that misalignment behind the scenes. Clean up that messaging, and suddenly it becomes a powerful revenue engine. So, if you've been feeling like your pipeline is dry or your conversions are stuck, this is where I would suggest you start. You don't need to overhaul the tech just yet. I want you to get that messaging right first. All right, that's it for today's episode of The Business Hive. Thank you so much for listening. And until next week, stay curious, stay consistent, and no matter what, do it afraid. Bye, y'all.